Ford is one of those manufacturers with a rich history of producing popular performance hot hatchbacks, and we're not just talking about the Focus ST or Focus RS. The smaller Fiesta ST has proved popular with petrol heads not just because of the way it looks, but the way it drives and handles at pace. Now there are plenty of offerings in this segment, cars like the Peugeot 208 GTI, Volkswagen Polo GTI, Suzuki Swift Sport and Mini Cooper S. But while they all aim to achieve exactly the same thing, they all approach it in a very different way. The question is, has the latest generation ST done enough to be one of the best pocket rockets around? Now what made the last generation Fiesta ST so special was the way it handled. The steering was sharp and precise, and there was very little body lean in the corners, meaning it was just as much at home hurtling around a racetrack as it was flying down a country lane. With the latest ST, it's very much the same story. The steering is well weighted and accurate, and the ride is firm, very firm, as you can no doubt tell. For an extra 925 quid though, you can add a limited slip differential, launch control and performance shift lights. The biggest change though is under the bonnet. Out goes a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder petrol. That's replaced by a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbo. Now that may sound like you're going to lose performance, but it still pumps out just under 200 brake horsepower and an incredible 290 newton meters of torque. That means it's good for 0 to 60 in around 6.5 seconds and a top speed of 144 miles per hour. Now what's also impressive is that while the performance figures will please many petrol heads, it's still relatively economical. Drive it carefully and it should return an average fuel economy of around 40 miles per gallon. That's because it shuts down one of the cylinders when you're driving at low speeds. One thing you'll also notice is the noise this makes when you're driving it at speed. That's because of Ford's sound enhancement system, which pumps engine noise through the speakers just to add a bit of drama to the occasion. In sport or track mode, you get extra pops and bangs from the exhaust on liftoff. Now while the interior is as you'd expect for a practical Super Mini, there are some touches that let you know that this is a sporty hot hatch. You get a flat bottom steering wheel, these figure hugging sports Recaro seats and touches of fake carbon fibre dotted around the dash. None of that extra sportiness has compromised practicality though. Much like the standard Fiesta, the ST is available as a 3 and 5 door, and it's got the same boot and cabin space. But be warned, anyone sat in the rear seats will struggle for legroom. The boot offers 292 litres of space with the seats upright, expanding to 1093 when they're folded flat, and like the standard Fiesta, there's also the option of a variable boot floor. One of the main areas that really needed addressing though was the infotainment system. Thankfully that's been replaced with this 8-inch touchscreen system. That features Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, as well as the usual functions like DAB radio and satellite navigation. The system works well, although it can be a little slow to respond, and there are better systems out there. Overall, the Fiesta ST is an excellent evolution of Ford's baby pocket rocket. It picks up where the old one left off and improves in areas like build quality, economy, and of course that infotainment system. Behind the wheel is where it really counts with a car like this, and it's more fun than expensive alternatives like the VW Polo GTI and Mini Cooper S, and faster than the Suzuki Swift Sport and Peugeot 208 GTI. All of that still makes it one of the best hot hatches on the market.